And you know who it is. It's a me, Mario. You know what it is. Well, now you do. I'm excited to announce and to launch at this point the newsletter, A.T.P. the newsletter. Every 2 weeks, we're going to release our video newsletter, this one right here, on the second and fourth Friday of the month, where we're going to give you extra A.T.P. exclusives. Wait, let me back up. At this point, A.T.P., y'all get it? Did you get it? Anyway, don't even worry about it. So some of the stuff we're going to cover on A.T.P., the video newsletter, are episode recaps. We're going to do some guest highlights, man. Had a lot of great guests over the past 2 seasons. We're going to talk to y'all about some giveaways, quarterly giveaways. You're going to learn about my aphorisms and get into the mind of me. You're going to hear some wise words from my boy 20. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll get exclusive A.T.P. playlists from our friend DJ Smithsonian and more. There's more. So stay tuned, stay locked in. Don't miss a chance to get even more from the Expression Appraisal team and the A.T.P. family, the Appraise The Phrase family. Welcome to At This Point, the newsletter. Yes. All right, let's get into our first episode recap. We're going to cover most recent episodes in this newsletter. So let's jump right into it, man. So the most recent episode, if y'all haven't heard, we are into our second annual GOAT Phrase Tournament Championship Series. Yes, our second one. The first one, we didn't do no recording episodes, no visuals, no podcasting, just straight social media voting. It took off, so we back, man. We back for a second annual for season 2's GOAT Phrase Champ. One GOAT Phrase Champ crown from season 1. Now we're in season 2, and we are 3 matchups in, y'all. 3 matchups in. So in our most recent episode, check it out. Me and 20, we announced the winner of matchup 2, which is between number 21, tell me who you're with, and I'll tell you who you are, versus number 12, an eye for an eye. So go peep that episode to know who the winner is, or you can just go on social media. And then we set up the current matchup, so the one right now that you can vote for, the current matchup between number 20, the pot calling the kettle black, and number 13, the only way out is through. So yeah, go back, check out the episodes, go on YouTube, go on all podcast platforms, check the episode out, and then get your vote on, man. ApraiseThePhrase.com from now until October 30th. That's Sunday, October 30th. Don't forget, just go right now. Go 2 screens, whatever you got to do. Go get your vote on, man. We want a winner. We got a lot of votes in so far, but we got a few days left before voting closes. So appreciate y'all. Check out that episode. Let us know what you think. Always welcoming feedback. Appreciate you. Yes. Let's jump right into it. For our first ever guest spotlight feature, man, it's 2 of my favorite people in the world. First, they're representing both phrases in the matchup in this episode's most current episode's matchup. We got representing the pot calling the kettle black, episode 4, Miss Peacherino, owner of What We Watch. Man, first of all, when she joined the episode, had a ball talking cinema, talking movie, talking media, deep dives, 20s references she caught. But let's shout out Miss Peacherino and the What We Watch team. Go follow on Twitter and make sure you're on Twitter watching inside those Twitter spaces. That's where they do a bunch of work. They bring the TV, movie, media community to have great conversation, inspired conversation with those in the know, in the industry about all things TV, movies, and media. I love it. Shout out Miss Peacherino. Go holla at her, man. Join the What We Watch community. Subscribe to the newsletter. Subscribe to their YouTube channel. It's all love. It's really all love. And we got holding down the other side of the matchup, Number 13, The Only Way Out is Through. That was episode 14. And my man D. Lee holding down the Monarch brand, the owner, founder of the Monarch brand. Well, we're talking about lifestyle. We're talking about entrepreneurship. We're talking about the mental wellness. We're talking about all things the journey with the Monarch brand. This dude, he brought The Only Way Out is Through, and it encapsulates everything he's about. So check out the Monarch brand, themonarchbrand.com. Doing great things, the Monarch Brand podcast. Make sure you subscribe to that on all podcast platforms. And show love to my guy D. Lee. So thank you to the two of you for joining A.T.P in season 2. Continued success. And hey, you never know. Look out for more work between Miss Peacherino, D. Lee, What We Watch, the Monarch Brand, and A.T.P. This has been our guest spotlight. We love y'all. Talk soon. Okay. What's good, and what's good? So now it's time to hit y'all with our good friend over at the library, DJ Smithsonian's playlist of the week. And as you know, or don't know, but now you know, DJ Smithsonian is our in-house DJ, and he hosts the library, rap, hip-hop, and language. It's right here on ATP's YouTube channel. Go to the library playlist, check it out. Very fun stuff, very dope stuff, diving into beats, lyrics, samples, origins. They play a little game, man, where you got to guess the lyric. It's dope. It's a dope little thing. So shout out to DJ Smithsonian. And guess what? He also hooked us up. Each newsletter will come with a couple of songs from the most recent episode, man. So let's get into those right now. Now, this week's playlist is all about this week's tournament phrase matchup. So we got 6 songs for you. 6 songs to drop on your head top. 6 tunes. Let's just get right into it. So we got Pusha T's Hard Piano. We got Big Daddy Kane, Smooth Operator. It's not that one, but still. We got 2 a.m. by Rhapsody. We got More Love by Queen Nasia. Lupe Fiasco's Beautiful Lasers, and Touch the Guy by Sanaja. Go peep those. Go check them out in your favorite music streaming platform. And then leave a comment, man. Let us know what songs we should add to the playlist. They got to be connected to this week's phrase, though, this week's matchup. So make sure you watch the episode to peep. But send us some, man. If we add your song, your suggested song to the playlist, we'll shout you out. Maybe even give you something. But that's DJ Smithsonian's playlist of the week. All right, now, at this point, see what I did there? At this point, I want to share with y'all a book that I think is very dope. Every month, we'll give you a book to check out that either I'm rocking with, or that somebody on the ATP team is rocking with, or that a viewer or listener suggests. So this week, I want to remind y'all to check out The Sum of Us, What Racism Costs Everyone, and How We Can Prosper Together, written by Dr. Heather McGee. Now, I had an opportunity to listen and hear Dr. McGee speak. Oh my gosh, yo. Oh my gosh. When you talk about power, when you talk about being moved, you talk about all that stuff, man, it was really, really legit. I had an opportunity to hear her talk about the process she took writing this book, and the steps, the journey, the detail, and the added experiences, man. And let's say I was moved, dog. Like, I was completely touched by what she had to do to get the information to write this book about race relations in America and zero-sum theory, and get back to the people, to the humanizing of it. So this book actually takes a deep dive into the zero-sum theory and how it's impacted the way we see race relations in America. So one thing that she said while I was listening to her, while she was speaking, that stood out, is that she described the journey of writing this book. And once it culminated, she said, my hope in community was restored. Because, you know, you can get cynical out here, man, especially being a black person or person of color or an ally, man. And it can get dark out here. So her hope in community was restored when she was writing this book. At that moment, everybody in the room, I felt like, you know what I'm saying, their hope was restored just a little bit as well. So maybe, just maybe, as you're reading, as I'm reading, I continue, so far so good, as I continue to read, man, hope to see the things we want to see, but better yet, be the things we want to see and be the people we want to be. So check it out. Take a moment, grab this book. Let me know what you think. Feel free to put in some suggestions. Feel free to send us some suggestions and we'll throw it on the list. But to some of us, what racism costs everyone and how we can prosper together, written by Dr. Heather McGee, is the Appraise the Phrase Book of the Month. Okay, then, this part of the newsletter, the one that you're in right now, this segment is called Mario's Aphorisms. And what that is, it's a peek into that scary world within my mind. So before we get started, an aphorism, if you don't know, it's a pithy observation that contains a general truth. Or also known as like a concise statement of scientific principle, and is usually was said or written by an ancient classical author. Now, I'm no classical author, but I have known to drop an aphorism or two in the world, man. I just be looking around and I'll say something. I'll make a pithy observation. That's a general truth. I'm good with that. I'm all about the universal truth. So I'm gonna hit y'all every newsletter. I'm gonna hit y'all with a favorite aphorism of mine or aphorism that's on my mind and heart, or one that's pitched to me by the A.T.P team that I can think about. So this segment's aphorism is going to focus on fears, hopes, passions. So there'll be a category every time. This one focuses on fears, hopes, and passions that are so near and dear to all of us. We all got them. We all got fears. We all got hopes. We all got passions, right? So let's get into today's or this week's aphorism. This one comes from Chamfort in Maximus e Pensis, and that was written in 1805. So Chamfort said this: all passions exaggerate. It is only because they exaggerate that they are passions. Rewind. Let's hear that one more time, y'all. All passions exaggerate. It is only because they exaggerate that they are passions. Now, how do I feel about that? What are my thoughts there, man? Let's take a minute to reflect. Minutes over. I stand in agreement with this aphorism wholeheartedly. So, as a Scorpio, if you believe in all that or have some type of connection to astrology in any way, I rock with it enough. I rock with it enough to take in the truth about it. We are, our archetype, our stereotype is that we're passionate beings, blah, 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 super passionate, right? And in my lived experience, anytime a loved one or a not so loved one uses passionate or passion when describing me or describing other Scorpios or other people in general, it's usually big. The context is usually like grandiose, usually over the top, right? So in my mind, that's like, oh, exaggeration. It's a big deal to me, even if it's not a big deal to nobody else. Exaggeration is what makes you say passion. The bigness of it, the engulfing presence of the feeling, of the energy, of the description is what makes it a passion. So if it's not exaggerating, it's not a passion. So if you're not exaggerating it, you only like it. If you're not exaggerating it, you're only interested in it. You're not passionate, or it's not a passion. And I can get behind that, man. So if you out there, you're looking for the things that you're passionate about, what are the things that you exaggerate? Or other people say, hey, man, tone it down a little bit on that. That's your passion. And if it's not exaggerating, it ain't your passion. I'm rocking with Chamfort on that. All passions exaggerate, and it is only because they exaggerate that they are passions. If you rock with me, let me know. If you disagree with me and Chamfort, let me know. That's been this newsletter's segment of Mario's Aphorisms. Thanks for taking a step inside my mind. Now, before we get out of here, man, I just want to give my thanks To everybody that's already subscribed to the newsletter, many, many, many thanks. This will keep coming. Go to the website, appraisethephrase.com. If you're running to this and you're not subscribed, appraisethephrase.com. You'll see A.T.P newsletter tab. You can subscribe there. Man, you don't want to miss this. You want to be on the front lines of all the dope stuff we're sharing. We'll keep bringing you things that you love. You can follow us on IG. That's the Appraise The Phrase Show on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter. That's the A.T.P Show. Make sure you do that if you want to vote there. You can always go to appraisethephrase.com to cast your vote, or just check up on all the old episodes or new fun things that's going on. Thank you, and shout out to the Underdog Podcast Network. They're my brothers, holding it down for 20 and the A.T.P family. Thank you, and thank you for listening and watching At This Point, the newsletter. We'll see y'all in a couple.